Hey, Opa! Welcome to the episode.
Hi, everybody.
For those folks on YouTube.
Okay, I intend that this is going to be a great conversation with valuable information that people will feel resonance with and
Resonation?
Yeah, and I'm excited to speak with you.
I love you so much. Thank you so much. I also share that intention with you. I hope that our concepts reach the people who benefit from them the most.
It's wonderful. Do you like her? I can't get over this new setup.
Feels very nice.
It's like, who are we?
We are those of us who we dreamed of us.
Yeah, that's right. Got to do some maintenance on my rolling because I licked it too hard.
Man, that's exclusive YouTube stuff only. Yes, there we go. Talk.
Hello, how are you? I'm just doing some rolling maintenance on my joint to make sure that it is the best possible joint that it can be.
Keep talking.
And I'm gonna use my lighter to just get the rest of this off there. I've learned so many tricks along the way.
Yeah, you learned some tricks, eh?
I've come a long way in my rolling, you know? Every now and then I get a real banger, which it excites me. Like, most of your joints are pretty decent.
Mine?
You, yeah. But
pretty decent.
most of your joints are excellently rolled.
Like professional level awesome.
Yeah. Mine are not there yet, so I still get real excited when I get a good one. But most of them
I love that stage. I love that stage.
Yeah, I know, it's a great stage.
I don't even get that excited anymore.
No, well, I mean, you have to do it all the time, so that makes sense. Yeah.
I do. Okay, we're going to start the audio program now, but for those of you who've tuned into YouTube, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate you.
He wrecks the outfits.
Get him off.
No, he just needs to settle. Okay, here we go.
That pissed me off so much.
Oh, he just wanted to get to his place. Oh, I hope he's in the video.
Yeah, he is.
Stay there the whole time.
Hey, I love you. He's chilling. He's good. Ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
And welcome back to another episode of Disciplined Stoners. My name is Winnie.
I'm Ellevan, and we are
the gateway drug to mindfulness.
Yes.
Fuck. It took us 64 episodes, but we're here. We got a slogan.
We have it now. You know, because we don't want to make something or an idea and then have to, adhere to it. We'd rather be that thing for real and then find out how to explain that. So here we are. Light up your joints. Winnie's lighting up her. It's Halloween right now. We're recording this on Halloween.
Yes.
And Winnie rolled Tim Burton type joint.
Yeah, totally. I'm Frankenstein, and this is my monster.
No, you're...
No, I learned that Frankenstein was actually the doctor.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh, smart. Oh, you're a little smarty patootie.
I learned it on Twitter.
Cutie patootie. All the stuff that you learn on Twitter, eh?
What a great place Twitter is. Everyone talks about it like it's not a great place, but we all know that we'd miss it if it wasn't there.
Although, shout out Dave Chappelle. He's like, I don't give a fuck because Twitter's not a real place. That shit's amazing. Shout out Dave Chappelle.
I mean, does he even have any social medias? That, he does himself? Probably not.
No, just, let everyone else take care of that and talk about it for him. Big win. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you.
Thank you. I love your joint right now.
Thank you.
It has a crutch. And for those of you who don't know what that is, who aren't stoners, it's when you take the little glue piece from another rolly paper and help yours that already had glue piece. But is that so good? What are you smoking on?
Straw Nana.
Strong
the
Nana.
new drop from Flower. Flower spelled F-L-O-W-R without the E. Flower without the E, I guess, would be.
So me and Winnie went to
Okay, this is what I wanted to talk about too.
Yeah.
So on Friday night we went to a Halloween event.
Love that.
It was for Halloween. I guess we did end up dressing up nice, and we got away. We did. And we got away with being Mario and Luigi because of your costume.
Because I was wearing overalls.
I was wearing
green.
just like a red checkered vest, so I was.
And she's hot, so people are just like, oh, that's okay.
But
whatever you like.
But I didn't really think about going in a costume, which now I'm like, oh, that would have been cool if we dressed up. And there was like a costume
prize. Yeah, I took a look at the prizes. I think
we got a lot of great stuff at that.
I think
event.
we won anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like we won anyway. I'm not downplaying the prizes. I'm just saying, like, honestly, like, I was in the back with these like THC cupcakes from
Macari, yeah. Shout out Macari. That's the who put the event on.
Oh yeah, they follow us on Instagram. We followed them back this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was so good. Like, the stoner community is so fun and cute. Everyone's like a little bit fucked up or different, myself included. There's always some sort of like uniqueness to the people, and I just love that.
Yeah.
And because we all got stories of how we actually came into contact with this like kind of miracle plant that brought us to like end up going to events about it. And so, you know, especially this event was held at Hotbox Cafe Toronto, which is like the OG culture cannabis, you know. There's been a couple, but that's been around for a long time. It's not like a newer corporate thing. It's like more OG culture. And yeah, like we tried some really nice new purple weed from Joy. Nice. It was something purple mints Ellevan or something. And that was good. And we got pre-rolls, the Johnny Chronic Acapulco Gold pre-rolls.
Yeah.
That was so nice. Still got a couple of those here.
Yeah, so we went to this event, and let me tell you that weed has definitely helped with my social anxiety a lot because it allows me to sit in moments of discomfort and not freak out in my head. Because once you start feeling uncomfortable, this literally happened in yoga today, and I get it. I get when people leave, but anytime you feel uncomfortable, your body is like, cool, how can we stop feeling this way? So it will do whatever it needs to do to stop feeling the way that you're feeling instead of allowing the feeling to just kind of move through the body and be what it is.
It almost goes into like fight or flight mode in a way.
Totally, absolutely. But you are just, I'm not a great networker, and I'm going to stop saying that now after this.
Yeah, it's an affirmation. Don't
I know,
say that shit.
I get it. I'm going to
let you
stop
get away
saying
with
it.
that.
I know. I didn't let myself get away with it.
Okay, sorry, guys.
But the reality of it is that like I've never been. A lot of my good friends thought that I was a bitch before we became good friends.
Myself included.
And that's only because I'm awkward, and that turns into fear, which turns into standoffishness to how other people are perceiving me.
And when you forget she's hot too, so she'll just like do something cute and like move on, you know. But you give people a lot of your time though. But that's when it goes into like when he's just like listening and agreeing.
Oh my god, so I had this moment at this event where like I was talking to two other nice guys in the industry, but then they got on a topic that they knew a lot about and I knew very little about, and I found myself just being stuck in this conversation, like looking back and forth between these two guys, and they were totally being gentlemen, and they'd look over to me and include me into the conversation
as much as they could.
As much as they could, but really like I needed to be okay with like just saying excuse me or something, and that's what I ended up doing. I just like said excuse me and walked away. After way too long though. It was on my presence. I lingered for way too fucking long.
I seen it happen.
I felt
it was
so
happening
paralyzed.
right across from me.
I know. I was like looking to you for like some type of like assistance.
But I was over here just making new friends over here, but we're
guy,
literally 4 feet away.
No, I know. We literally were 4 feet away, but I was like, oh my god.
There's nothing I can do for you though. There is, you like what I said is like,
it doesn't matter.
You gotta get good at just blessing the situation. So you just gotta go like, oh, it looks like you guys found each other. Boom, let me leave you here.
Yeah, so whatever. So that's what I wanted to talk about, because this guy shines at parties. He shines. I literally asked him before we left, like, let's do this together.
And we did.
And we did. We totally did. I'm not saying that, but
it was in the same circle. Like there was
the space wasn't big enough for us to be far far apart. So
Exactly.
absolutely.
And it's not like I went somewhere and didn't come back like I have done before, just
So-
this opportunity of seeing new people.
Obviously, you're a bit of an extrovert, where I'm a bit of an introvert or an omnivert.
I'm an omnivert.
And
I prefer to be all-vert. I don't identify with one vert.
I feel like you took it too far.
Alright.
So you shine at parties, and do you know that?
No.
You don't know.
No.
So what happens, like, what goes on for you that makes it look, I don't know if it is, look like it's very easy for you to really not only, like, bring people together, but include people that aren't necessarily being included.
Thank you.
Or you know, like,
That's so nice.
I just don't understand how you do it. And I think it
I
might
don't
be
care.
because your brain works so fast, and
Yeah,
you're
like-
able to connect really easily with people. Like, you just, like, look at someone, and then you're like, that is what we're gonna talk about, and they're like, cool, thanks. Like, you actually are a gift to introverts, because
Thank you.
we're like, cool, someone else is, like, taking the lead in conversation while I find my footing.
You're so
and get
sweet.
comfortable.
I always bring it back to letting you talk, or letting the introvert talk. I think people forget, because my job is rapper, vocalist, like center of attentionist, like confident guy. Like, that didn't come first, and then the ego took off. Like, hey, everyone should listen to me. I'm like diagnosed Tourette's, like borderline on, the certain scale of like labeling. Like, I don't care. Like, I don't care who owns this place. I don't care. Like, I don't care who you are. Like, I'm just like in the moment. So
do you think that's like,
it's very helpful, because I just don't I don't run things around my head.
yeah.
And I think in scenarios like Playlist Live and stuff, I was able to make friends with a lot of, like, perceivably, they say, like, important, like, people, like, at that event, because, like, I didn't know who they were. I didn't care. So it's just like, in that moment, I wasn't thinking about the consequences of what I'm saying or anything.
But I'm not either. When I've gotten courageous enough now to, like, try and go up and, like, look at someone until they're willing to speak to me, or if you make the introduction,
Nice. Yeah.
like, I'll
You'll keep it moving now.
I'll
I
keep
see
it
that.
moving.
And you're so sweet, and like, once you guys exchange information, I think it's very cute when humans think they know each other more because they've exchanged information. I have all the information I need. I don't need to hear any fucking facts that are quotables from your life. I know who you are just by looking at you. You're here, you dress like that, you made eye contact with me. That's enough. You're in like 15% of people in this whole entire world.
Okay, but
That's a miracle for me.
in your conversations, hook me up with some of that.
Sorry, help me. Here you go.
In your conversations.
That's not this, by the way. That's the purple.
Oh.
What's next? That's the some of that beautiful.
The new stuff that we got.
A tad of that, but it's mostly platinum grapes,
Okay,
which has been
cool.
a big favorite.
Yeah.
Sorry, as you were saying, thank you so much for the compliments, by the way.
Okay, so you obviously still have awkward moments, like that moment where you first met someone and neither of you have anything else to say in that moment, so you smile and like look away and do like a little, like, normally like a little body rock or like a head nod of like, yes, we've now this.
Why? Why is it there? So like, before it gets there, I'll just the moment. Like, I'll shit that moment out. Like, I'll just like, fuck this, fast forward. Like, so
And how do you do that?
I'll look someone in the eye and make a joke like I'm attacking them. Like, one homie in LA in the studio, he made a Canadian joke at me. I was like, fuck you. I just like turned away and kept working on music, but he knew I wasn't mad at him. I came back, we started joking or whatever, but it's just like, I don't care. Like, I'll say, fuck you, I love
but
you.
when
It's like
that
funny.
time comes, when like that time that I just described, like, does that happen for you?
No. The rocking back and forth? What are you, in fucking grade school?
No, not the time. No, not the rest of it. The time where
It gets awkward?
it has an
No.
opportunity.
No, there's
to
no
get
opportunity
awkward.
to get awkward.
Why?
Cause I'm too fucking, I've moved on. I'm not
so
waiting.
You're not talking to that person anymore?
I'm not waiting for anything.
So you just walk away?
Yeah,
I'm trying to give people actually some like helpful advice for people on my end, because you're just like, stop being who you are and be more like an extrovert, and that's like not gonna happen. So I'm trying to.
Okay. Let me think here. Walk me through what happens in your mind. Why do things slow down? Isn't it exciting to meet someone new? So then no. So then don't pretend it is. If you're nervous, you're nervous. Like, say that. As much as I don't like being, I don't like to say negative things because everything's an affirmation. But like literally, if you're both in it, if you're in this, okay, I get it now. Cool. If you're both in a space where that can even manifest, then you know that you're both awkward or nervous.
Yeah.
So before it physically manifests as a full feeling thing, just say it. Like, shoot it in the face. Like, as soon as you don't know what to say, be like, I don't know what to say. And they'll be like, yeah, me neither. And be like, oh, that's jokes. All right, well, see you later. Like, I don't know. Like, move on. Like, I think
it's so easy to get stuck, isn't it?
You don't want to get stuck in that strange, stagnant, plateau-y, because then it feels falsehood starts to fall in there. Because the truth is that we're all interesting and we're all creative and we all have an amazing universe inside of us. But the lies that start to fill in our head in a moment of quietness and your lack of self-confidence starts to take over, and that narrative starts to blind you guys. You guys' self-worth starts to both fall because you think that you're not contributing anything to the moment, and then you get nervous about that, and then you literally need to physically shake it off. So I say, before you start killing yourself, because then your confidence drops, and then your equity and the whole fucking vibe of the party just diminishes. Before it gets there, just be like, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Like, just say that. Be like, I like those guys talking about that shit. Right away, you should have been like, I don't know what you guys are saying, but thank you so much for being kind and inviting me, but I don't know what you're talking about. And like,
oh my god, that sounds like my worst nightmare.
What? But why? They would fucking love to explain it to you, maybe.
Oh my.
I'm just saying, go for the value.
If you're watching this on YouTube, hit me in the comments, because I know that
I'd love to hear from you on this, because I think I am a bit of an alien in this situation, but honestly, I'm not the best I've ever seen. You know, my buddy Josh Elkin there, he's fucking, I learned watching him. I've been very fortunate to watch people who are so good at that.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, I remember people just talking at festivals and stuff like, oh yeah, who's your distributor? Who's your distributor? How many units? Oh, maybe we can quote that for the next quarter. Like, business fast-paced talk. And that's like, that's too smooth. That's like way smooth. I'm like, I don't even want to do business like that. Like, I just want to be like chill at a party. So that's what I honestly found, is like, I'm always the guy with the weed. You know, I start the party. You know, I host a lot of events. Like, I get paid to go places to start parties.
I don't think that what I'm doing is bad. I think
it's not. You're making it so I have a job.
You're welcome. And
Thank you, nervous people. I love you. You can hire me in my DMs.
Yeah, but I also think that, and it's because I don't actually go out very often. Like, that was the first time in that regard. Like, I can, if people come into my...
That's not why.
Yes,
that's a cop-out.
No, yes it is. Stop. Let me talk. If people come into my work...
All right, all of a sudden she has confidence. I love that.
Yeah, if people come into my work because I'm comfortable. If people come into my work, or basically work, and they're...
Basically, if I'm in a position getting paid to educate people for a specific reason, I'm very good.
I'm super comfortable. And any type of awkwardness, I can hold that space like nobody's business. I don't feel awkward about it. I just keep it moving.
So you deliver.
Yeah. So that's
But that's you delivering for somebody else.
But when I'm like going out to a social event
for
specifically.
For you.
Yeah, and I guess I'm...
You're not selfish enough.
I'm acting on behalf of me. There's no one else that I'm acting on behalf of.
That's your journey of becoming an entrepreneur. Ask yourself why you're not confident enough yet. Answer that shit right there. You know? Answer that in the same breath. You can say, why don't I vote for my own success at a party? Why don't I think that this conversation can lead to something? Why don't I present myself in the strongest stance that I possibly can and put my best foot forward?
I mean, we did segment intending, and I think
we nailed it.
I think overall, it was still a success for me.
Oh no, not last night. I'm just saying deep down, because the more you explain to me, the more I'm like, as the character study happens for me, I'm starting to have the realizations of like why people don't do things. I was just writing today about, you know, some fundamentals of why people accomplish things and some don't. Like,
because people want to connect. I think that's a lot of socially awkward people really actually want to connect.
Yeah,
they
so
just, like, I think it does require practice.
So
and we don't.
Here's the thing.
Generally, socially awkward people. Excuse me, I'm going to keep talking.
Yes.
Are introverts, and we don't. So every time we do go out, it's like the first time we've done this in a really long time, and there's like weird pressure around it to be something. To like, I'm going out and I'm doing something. This should like be something.
You're right. It's a projection, but I know people that have been on tour in front of thousands of people constantly, and they're still socially awkward when you talk to them. It doesn't matter really fully. You can get all the practice. You can look.
I also think those people potentially could fall into like introverts as well.
For sure.
Even though they're, you know, famous or whatever and have big tours and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. That's true.
It's a different thing on stage, right?
So, that's true. But I'm just like,
if people are there to see me, I can go all day.
Yeah, that's true. For sure, that's right. It's
Except
a different thing.
not in stand-up, so it's all practice.
It's a very fine line, because here's the thing: you can do it a bunch, but until you actually mentally tune in and start to look for things, like I said, I got to watch like Josh, like just lead a nice, friendly, short interaction, and that's the trick. If you can get who you are and what you do shrunk into a bite-sized, presentable. I think a lot of people are nervous because they don't really know who they are or what they're doing there. Like, what's your fundamental value? Like, what are you creating here with this life? Like, what are you passionate about? Like, that's a fun thing to talk about. Some people consider that too deep. I often just have fun in the moment. Like, I'll make a joke about something in the moment, but that just comes from like writing stand-up at 16.
Well,
really stopping.
I think almost everyone in that room, I would say like there was probably like 30 people there.
Yeah.
I would say like 25 of them were enamored by you.
Oh, they were so sweet, and we're all stoners, and we're all like just chopping it up. And I mean, I sensed some awkward energy in one little group, and I just came through, and I saw my man there. Shout out Nate. We became buddies. The MMA fighter, but he had a Shatterizer sticking out of his thing. And Shatterizer sponsored my event. Shout out Matt. You know, so like. Right there, the universe delivered something. I think that there's probably those things for everyone if you wanted to look at it. Yeah. Even if it was someone's shoes that you used to wear, someone got some Converse on, you know, oh shucks, I used to rock those all the time. So simple. Like those little, I'm a walking icebreaker. That's facts. Yeah. That's again like, I can't really tap into anything and tell anyone how to be that. That's me. Yeah. That's just whatever. That's like Dave Chappelle trying to explain why Dave Chappelle's good at stand-up. It's just like, I don't know, that's how he was born. So, but like honestly, you can build the skill up. Yeah. And if you look for things, like I said, not just being in the situations and freezing, you're never gonna learn anything. If you go to those situations and put the challenge on yourself to observe and tune in, you'll keep seeing just like friendly icebreakers.
For sure. And what potentially was happening with me even was something that we posted today about vacillation was like, I did go into that conversation and I did hold my own until I didn't anymore. Like, there was just a moment where I was like, and we're back in this habit. Oh. You know, like I felt the energy do that. We were having a conversation. I do know what I'm talking about in the industry, so I.
And that guy, the sweet guy who gave us those drinks, really nice new drink, CBD on the market.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have
Adam on. Adam from
Breezy.
Breezy. Yeah, I'm so excited. These are so great.
Mostly CBD drinks. Very cool.
Very cool. And I have actually talked about wanting to create a CBD drink, and this guy did. So we're just going to fully dive into that probably next episode.
Yeah.
But as I was saying, is like, Homie represents a product. You are the buyer for a store. Like, that is something that should be happening. And at the end of the day, you know, it's cool to know that he's not following an agenda, trying to push it at you or anything.
Yeah.
Like, if it was just an open conversation. And, you know, I'm just saying, you should never feel like, you know, you don't have a powerful stance there just because you didn't perform in conversation. Like, you're still, like, a valuable person to the community, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like...
I've done...
And you are going to bring in breezies, aren't you? Like, so that's dope. Like, that event worked. Like, overall, like, in the industry.
Well, I'm going to present it.
I'm going to present the idea to buy them, but, like, you know, if Mike's, you know, if you fuck with something, it's probably going to be...
Also, it's probably not a huge investment, so it's great. It's wins all around.
I'll buy them. I'll come and buy them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But no, that's a really great topic, and I love talking about these subtle moments and, like, how to improve self, but, like, that one really just comes down to confidence. But, like,
and practice. I think you can practice being confident in your home all you want, but until you get out there and actually put it into play, into action, it, like, for me, it requires practice.
There's nothing that doesn't.
Yeah.
There's nothing that doesn't require practice. That's not specific to this.
And so, like, I guess what I'd like to say, because I know people are resonating with my stance on this.
Oh, really?
How I feel. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I know so many people that just, like, parties aren't...
I like to share moments, you know?
Yeah.
I like to share moments. I think I spent a lot of time going ham at parties, like, you know, and then you look around to see, like, who's around. Fuck all that. Like, just catch eye contact with someone. If you're on the same vibe, you're on the same vibe. Don't force it. Have a nice moment.
Yeah.
Let go, move on. That's be your general thing. Not to park it somewhere. Not, you know, but do whatever makes you feel fucking comfortable. But if you want to come out of your shell, walk around a room and have a bunch of short interactions.
Yeah. Or if you just want to have a conversation inside of your shell, you can stay inside of your shell still.
Oh, well, I'm assuming that, like, 90.9% of people are going to still do that, but I'm saying, like, if you want...
No, but I still think
if you want to get anxiety mentally while you're out, you can think about going and having a bunch...
But that's not staying in a shell. Like, I think that you can have meaningful interactions without, like, coming out of, like, without changing who you are as a person, I guess, essentially, is what
Right, and that's not what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
not saying to change who you are, but, like, sometimes in life, it requires you to have short interactions.
Yeah, for sure.
And you can choose how long each interaction is. It's one of the few elective things that you could do.
I will
I
say,
just feel
see,
like
we don't feel that we
people who are
it's
fear-driven
doesn't
are
feel
full of
elective
excuses.
in
I'm
the
sorry.
moment. It feels, yeah, I totally. It comes absolutely
I can't talk
from.
you out of it.
It comes absolutely from
Like, you're
this
right.
idea of, like, I can't leave, or I'll look rude if I leave, or, like, a bunch of bullshit.
Why are you worried about
I'm not
those other
denying
people?
that. It's complete bullshit, the reasons why we, like, get trapped into conversation that we're not enjoying, or are just that person that's looking back and forth
How about
between
this?
the two other
How about
people
this?
that are having a conversation. But I will say that the times that I have taken more initiative in conversation have felt good, and leaving conversation has felt respectful. So I think that the practice is working.
What's respectful? What does that mean?
Well, like, respectful for all parties. Like, I respected myself when it was time to leave. I said, yes, I'm going to do this.
Oh.
I excused myself, and that felt like it wasn't rude or anything.
It wasn't ill-timed.
Yeah.
It wasn't shortcut
Yeah.
from the other.
Because I went through a period of that, too, where I just bounced. I was like, because it would get too much. And I'm like,
I'm just gonna leave.
But if it got too
and
much,
then
then
I'm
it
never
already
gonna talk to these people again.
it went too far already. If
Yeah.
it was too much,
It was, yeah, it had
Yeah.
already gone way too far, and the only thing that I could do
So-
is cut that off harshly and then get out of there.
So here's what I'd say. Don't make people feel important by listening to them. It doesn't serve them. And only give when you're thinking about having these nice short interactions. Because at a party, unless you fall in love, you're not, you know what I mean, sitting there and talking to one person the whole time. You're kind of like having a little bit of an explorative, adventurous fun.
I think that people are gonna say, no, you find one person to hang out for the entire night.
Well, then you should just hang out with that person.
I know, that's actually what I like to do. I like my one-on-one hangs.
Yeah.
I like the time with my
So then
people.
don't try and be someone that you're not. Like,
That's true. But sometimes you have to go to a networking event.
okay, so I love that. So then, just as I was about to say, stick to giving. So, as soon as I don't have,
I hear you.
you know, and sometimes giving can be seeing someone, asking them a question, offering them the time for them to express themselves thoroughly. Ralph's being cute. Hey, you're gonna hit the camera though. You're just being a real shit though today. Do you see that?
No, he's being adorable. He did hit the camera. That little glitch was Ralph.
That's
Trying
cute.
to get, I think, a treat underneath the couch. That his Kong must be underneath there. We'll do anything for you, Ralph. We'll stop the podcast for you. Is he so smart? Yeah. Oh, it's really stuck on me. So that's cool. I'm glad we had this conversation because you all know that Evan and I are, like we always talk about how opposite we are. And that's just like another example of how we we really
Are extremely opposite.
Yeah.
But yo, you did fine though. Like I don't know. I think part of
I
it
did
is
fine, but like you thrived.
But then if you ask me, like I was just chilling. Like I didn't really blow any minds, but like I had some great moments.
Yeah.
I think I'm just like open. Like remember when I go to like Pixel Dreams, you know?
Yeah.
I was like and
Oh
honestly,
my god,
like,
your first year in Toronto here, you were Party Central, man.
Yeah, I did so many shows now in my life. I remember I used to be nervous when I was even still doing stand-up, like 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
16 through 20, everybody.
Yeah, that's right, I could've just said that. But like, I guess there was just no time for it. I felt so,
Yeah, I
from
mean,
22 onward, I had to like pitch myself so much that I just like became like valuable. Like
you're
I
an
just
efficient guy.
yeah, I'm just trying to be valuable, you know? I'm just trying to like give an experience too. Like give information, give a compliment, give a moment.
I do see you have, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, even on Friday, I do see you have moments where,
I don't know like what's happening.
like, yeah, but you're just, it looks like you're having a great time in that moment. You're like leaning into, you're like, ah.
Oh, so here's a secret I can share then about that. Those are the moments where I look for God in people. Those are the moments when I make eye contact with people. Oh yeah, okay, so that's what you're talking about. That's the fear on your side.
Yeah.
I feel people
It's vulnerability.
reaching. I feel people reaching, and just give them a soft place to land. Your eyes, like just make eye contact,
Yeah.
and just like find that moment and be like,
Yeah.
I see you.
Yeah.
Like, I see you.
Yeah,
Like,
I've
nothing else
experienced
matters.
that before when the dynamic is different. Absolutely.
Yeah, like just like be like, I see you. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like we're here right now. That's what I mean by giving the moment. Like, I think the anxiety comes from is like this person could be doing something better right now with the time. I'm not feeling it.
Yeah.
Or
It
I could be
definitely
doing
comes from
something
filling the
better.
time.
Yeah, it's like, or I could be doing better.
Yeah.
I could be filling this time with something better. But like, I don't think you could. Like, I can't. Can you? Alright, so.
Yeah.
And then move from there.
Totally. Yeah, it's that moment.
People
of
think I'm on
vulnerability.
10. I'm on 0. People think I'm performing like on 10. I'm actually at nothing.
Yeah.
That's what real improv is. That's what real freestyle is.
Yeah.
I have no plan. That's my plan.
Yeah, you're very comfortable with no plan.
Yeah.
I am not.
Well, that's an affirmation that you choose.
Okay, but also...
It sounds responsible.
Yeah.
You want someone who needs plans too to be like, I agree with Whitney,
No.
that's responsible.
No, but I think that there's value in everything that I am as well. You're just talking
I
like
love your
it's not
plans.
valuable.
No, I love your plans, but I'm saying you can also plan and you can be okay with
For sure.
improvising.
I know. You know I'm working on it.
I know you're working on it. I'm not attacking you here.
Damn.
I'm not saying you personally. I'm saying an individual can be okay with having plans and thinking light on their feet. One doesn't cancel out the other. And I'm trying to learn how to make better plans from my very strong improvising. So we're both learning from each other.
And that's the great thing in our relationship.
And in any relationship, in those moments of exchanging moments, just like we did our joints just now, that was the dopest pass. Remember, we all need each other.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
You're nervous, I'm nervous, we're out, we're just having an experience. Like, it's all good.
It's just, it comes from a long line of,
Dutch people?
a long time of
No, Dutch people are very, very good at talking.
craving validation. It comes from
Talk
just,
on it.
yeah, like a practice that I created of being like, how can I get you to love me and never leave me and save me? Like, I need those things in order to feel comfortable.
That's a lot.
It's a lot to put on anyone. So I think for a really long time
People exploit that though,
have
you know?
opinions. Like,
I know, people exploit that. I see some deep friendships that you still have of people who are addicted to that. I'll always lead and it'll be perfect.
I mean, you're that.
I know. That's why I'm trying to come off that.
I know you are.
Not just for that reason, just because I like to collaborate more than I actually like to lead. It's exhausting and it's lonely to lead.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't like it. And I try to keep making teams around me for my career, and no one operates at my pace. So I'm alone there, so I don't want to be alone here.
See, when you get down to the heart of things, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, I need you to slow me down and remind me to plan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I need you to remind me that if things don't go to plan, that there's probably something better in store if I would just allow it.
That's it, dude. That's like how we affect each other. And then it's like nature will give you 50-50 every time. Like the chance of like the plan going accordingly or having to improvise, like generally being strongly prepared for both at all times. It's a fabulous plan. That's why partnerships really do work if you're both filling in the blanks for each other. Sometimes
And aware, because you can't stay there forever, right? It's constant growth, which we've been doing.
And you can't feel like you are completely purposely without. Even like my, mental literacy in many things has like just like built and gotten stronger, and same with yours of like just like thinking about things acutely and like micro awarenesses that like, like we've both been pollinating each other's trees, and that's dope. Because it's like more, you're stronger individuals like pillars, but then you're also a more coherent team when you speak the other's language better.
Yeah, for sure. That's cool.
So, nice jam. Shit, we really got into that.
Yeah.
This weed is so good, Win.
Yeah.
Organic platinum grapes. Shit is nuts. Shout out those guys.
Fun fact.
Gonna make a fun fact. Fact.
ancient Egyptians forged one of the earliest peace treaties on record. For over 2 centuries, the Egyptians fought against the Hittite Empire for control of lands in modern-day Syria. The conflict gave rise to bloody engagements like 1274 BC's Battle of Kadesh, but by time of the pharaoh Ramses, neither side had emerged as a clear victor. With both the Egyptians and the Hittites facing threats from other peoples in 1259 BC, the Ramses and the Hittite king negotiated a famous peace treaty. This agreement ended the conflict and decreed that the two kingdoms would aid each other in the event of an invasion by a third party. The Egyptian-Hittite treaty is now recognized as one of the earliest surviving peace accords, and a copy can even be seen above the entrance to the United Nations Security Council chamber in New York.
Wow. Who did it settle the beef against?
The Egyptians and the Hittites, or Hittites. Hittites.
Choose one.
Hittites.
The Egyptians and the Hittites.
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 The Hittite Empire.
Wow. Cool.
So they,
Peace
very
treaty.
smart. They're like, let's stop hurting each other, band together, because neither of them were winning. So they were both very strong. That's what makes it. That's what that sounds like, right? If neither one's winning, they're both very strong and smart, and they're outwitting each other all the time, but no one wins. And so they're like,
Just
cool,
keeps
we're
going.
both super strong. Let's make an ultra strong empire and like be there for each other and stop fucking with each other.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I don't know, I just have this fascination with old times.
Egyptians and
There was
Yeah.
another fun fact on there that was like they love to play board games. Like when they came in for the evening, like they play board games.
mental.
Like it just,
Brilliant.
I love it.
They're
It's so
existing
good.
in imagination.
Yeah.
They understood it. I love that.
And it's like it's just because we have these movies that put ideas in our heads about what maybe it could have been like, which I'm sure it wasn't. But I just think, wow, how unbelievable it must have been. Like just some of the shit that they did.
All right, be real. Choose a page between 65 and 289.
158.
This is page 158. Of The Magic of Thinking Big by David J. Schwartz, PhD. Tired on Friday night, but he goes through the motions of asking his wife, "Want to do anything tonight?" But the plan dies there. Rarely do Milton and his wife entertain, and rarely are they invited out. Milton sleeps late on Saturday morning, and the rest of the day is taken up with chores of one kind or another. Saturday night, Milton and his family usually go to a movie or watch TV. What else is there to do? Milton spends most of Sunday morning in bed. Sunday afternoon, they drive over to Bill and Mary's, or Bill and Mary drive over to see them. Bill and Mary are the only couple Milton and his wife visit regularly. Milton's entire weekend is marked by boredom. By the time Sunday evening rolls around, the whole family is on each other's nerves as a result of cabin fever. There are no knockdown, drag-out fights, but there are hours of psychological warfare. Milton's weekend is dull, dreary, boring. Milton gets no psychological sunshine. Now, what's the effect of these two home environments on John and Milton? Over a period of a week or two, there probably is no perceptible effect, but over a period of months and years, the effect is tremendous. John's environment pattern leaves him refreshed, gives him ideas, tunes up his thinking. He's like an athlete being fed steak. Milton's environmental pattern leaves him psychologically starved. His thinking mechanism is impaired. He's like an athlete being fed candy and beer. John and Milton may be on the same level today, but there will gradually be a wide gap between them in the months ahead, with John in the lead position. Casual observers will say, Well, I guess John has more on the ball than Milton, but those of us who know will explain that much of the difference in job performance is the result of the difference in the mind food consumed by the two fellows. Every farmer in the corn belt knows that if he puts plenty of fertilizer with his corn, he's going to get a bigger yield. Thinking, too, must be given additional nourishment if we want to get better results. My wife and I, along with 5 other couples, spent a wonderful evening last month as guests of a department store executive and his wife. My wife and I lingered just a little longer than the others, so I had a chance to ask our host, whom I know well, a question that had been on my mind all evening. This was really a wonderful evening, I said, but I'm puzzled about one thing. I'd expected to meet mainly other retailing executives here tonight, but your guests are represented different fields. There was a writer, a doctor, an engineer, an accountant, and a teacher, and a rapper. He smiled and said, well, we often do entertain retailing people, but Helen and I find it's very refreshing to mix with people who do something else for a living. I'm afraid if we can find our entertaining to people who have only interests similar to our own, we'd find ourselves in the old, well-known rut. Besides, he went on, people are my business. Every day, thousands of people of every occupational group imaginable visit our store. The more I can learn about other people, their ideas, interests, viewpoints, and the better job I can do in giving them the merchandise and service they want and will buy. Here are a few simple do's to help make your social environment first class.
Law of attraction.
Do circulate in new groups. Restrict your social environment to the same small group produces boredom, dullness, dissatisfaction. Equally important, remember that your success building program requires that you become an expert in understanding people. Trying to learn all there is to know about people by studying one small group is like trying to master mathematics by reading one short book. Make new friends, join new organizations, enlarge your social orbit. Then too, variety in people. Like variety in anything else, adds spices to life and gives it a broader dimension. It's good mind food.
Okay. Alright.
Holy shit, that was the most on point I've ever gotten.
It's very clear that my intuition is getting stronger.
Number 2, do select friends who have views different from your own. In this modern age, the narrow individual hasn't much future. Responsibility and positions of importance gravitate to the person who is able to see both sides. If you're a Republican, make sure you have some friends who are Democrats and vice versa. Get to know people of different religious faiths. Associate with opposites, but just be sure they are persons with real potential. I love that. I've always been so fucking down. I've always been down for different, like, I want to learn. Like, I want to learn about your people's food, like, what y'all fucking with, like, what are you working on, what are you wearing? Like, yeah. Like, do you know in Africa it's custom to be like, how's your family first? Like, that's some nice shit to say first.
Yeah.
Like, check on someone. Check on someone for real.
Yeah.
Don't just blast through someone. Do circulate in new groups. Holy shit, dude. Well, the good news is that we are doing it.
Yeah.
And the good news is that you guys, by watching and listening to this podcast, are doing it too. We had our first workshop remotely, and it brought together this wonderful group of folks who are probably tuning into this now. So cheers, what's up, guys? We'll call you guys round oneers. You know what I mean? Round one, learn. Great expansion. I hope your growth is still moving. I'm sure it is. Yeah, it's such a fun thing to connect with people who have the same intention in life but aren't necessarily the same. Like, y'all don't do the same job. It's refreshing. I like that. Not everyone I fuck with has to be in entertainment either. Like, I just talk to shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, having different people in your life is important.
Yeah, great.
Then you see the fundamentals, the parallels, the basics. You know, everyone can connect on the basics. There's only 3, so I might as well just read the last one. 3, do select friends who stand above petty, unimportant things. Folks who are more concerned with the square foot age of your home or the appliances you have or don't have than with your ideas and your conversation are inclined to be petty. Guard your psychological environment. Select friends who are interested in positive things. Friends who really do want to see you succeed. Find friends who breathe encouragement into your plans and ideals. If you don't, if you select petty thinkers as your close friends, you'll gradually develop into a petty thinker yourself. And that goes for family too. It goes for like anyone that you decide to fill your life with. You cannot help it but like become who you interact with. That's intense for people who want to grow. I remember that. Separating yourself from friends and sometimes changing jobs and sometimes cutting off family members. That shit is intense, but what do you want? A better life that feels better with better manifestations, or that? And some people, most people, probably you, will choose that.
Don't say that to our listeners.
I'm just saying, don't be mad at yourself if you don't wake up tomorrow and cut off everyone who's toxic.
No, you can't do that. It needs to be sustainable.
Yeah, so I'm saying be easy on yourself. You can still grow.
Yeah, it happens naturally when you're focusing on yourself.
Set the intention and let it happen on its own time. And just demand better.
Yeah.
When you have a conversation with that person and it goes bad, what do you do?
I'm not in that predicament very often.
You don't talk to any negative people?
I'm really good at rerouting.
Oh, can you take a moment to tell us about rerouting?
I've gotten really good at like this sort of, I guess, way of directing conversation that feels not so scary. I think sometimes, like when I observe you, people really react to you, and you sometimes cut things off really quickly. So people, it's sort of that like blanket, like, but this, and it's a little jarring. Most people who choose to be around you will want that and like it. It's great for me. I enjoy it very much because it's an ego check. Even yesterday, Ellevan's hearing is intensified. He's just that type of person. I don't know. It's probably part of your Tourette's. It might be something, but your hearing is intensified. And so early on in our relationship, I gulp heavy. And so I take big, like, here, let me show you.
Fuck!
And so that noise is really intense for him, and obviously I don't understand that because I'm not in his body and I don't hear it the way that he hears it.
Oh my god, if anyone can't deal with gulps, please give me a comment. And if anyone is like Winnie who has absolutely no self-awareness to that fact of like how that affects
I was
people.
so tired yesterday though, that's when it happens. It usually happens when I'm like extra tired. And but even that type of conversation has got really good because normally when he like
I don't mean
reacts,
to react.
No, I know, but you do. And when he reacts, I've gotten like to a point where I don't give a shit. I'm like, oh yeah, thanks. Like it's more of a little like
a tool.
Yeah, it's a tool for me.
If how much your ego is in control right
Yeah.
now. If you want to react,
Yeah.
if you want to be offended by my reaction,
Yeah.
it's a perfect one for you.
Yeah.
But what some people don't understand about some people on the autistic scale or Tourette's or genius, whatever you want to call it, is like, we're not trying to piss you off. It's fucking intense inside, and we're reacting to it. I'm not trying to say, hey, shut the fuck up. I didn't say that.
Oh.
I explained to you why I do that, and I never even said change. I just like, that's how it makes me feel.
For sure.
So like if you're reacting to that reaction, you're definitely in a toxic, ego-driven place. Like you want to be offended. So it's like you can use that as a nice gauge for, maybe I need to meditate. Maybe I'm hungry. Maybe I'm a little agitated right now.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm tired. You know, because if you were just won $1 million and someone went like that, you'd be like, fuck off, like, and smile.
And that's like I've gotten to a place mostly where, and when it's accepted in that manner, you're more often than not willing to address it in a way that's a little less harsh afterwards. So it really works out for everyone involved in this relationship.
Nice.
But I just want to say that he came up to me with a glass of water, and I was like, I'm feeling triggered by your reaction to my gulping.
Yeah.
And even things like that in our relationship has been
helpful.
super helpful and healthy, just to like say what's actually going on, because you can really much more easily lead with love that way. But back to that, like rerouting, I think that I have a nice gift of being able to sort of gently
move things in that direction back to a more centered place.
Yeah.
Because what my optimism does is people think it's toxic positivity.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm going, and even if I go low, even if I go, at least you're not dead, right? Then, perfect, they'll pull up there. If they're dark, if they're trying to find an excuse to stay dark, but your like commitment to the center, I've seen you do that a couple times. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is that how you'd explain it? Like you stay in the center. You don't try to hit them with, hey.
No, because I
I
realize the now the like emotional scale and like how hard that jump can be sometimes.
It's a gradient. You have to like take baby steps.
Yeah.
Shout out Humble for that concept. That helped me a lot. That put a lot of ease on my heart. There's no jumps. There's no, all of a sudden, there's like gradients, step. So I'm like, okay, just don't waste your time setting goals that are too low.
Like fucking
really.
Mr. Man in the book did, Milton.
Fucking Milton with his shitty life.
That was great. 158 came to me, like as you were saying the final number. So you said between 58 and 269 or something, and when you said 269, it was like 158. That like really came out of me, and I felt it, and it felt glorious.
That was
actually.
so amazing.
So the fact that it had anything to do, if not everything to do with today's subject.
Oh my god, it was
social
so
gatherings, social something.
Yeah, like social anxiety. No, but I don't want that in there.
No.
But it's more like social existing, moment sharing or something.
Social existing moment sharing.
So, like, just to share, it was a magical experience to get the book too. You were saying something, and I took a breath, and I saw the gold glimmer of like the Art of Life book on top of that book, and I thought it was that book.
Oh.
I even smelled that book by memory, thinking it was that book. But that's what drew me up to get it. You can see, if you see the YouTube played book, I got up just quick and I went to go get it. But as I was there, it showed my hand. It's like the one underneath, and I could visualize the white and the blue. And I was like, oh, cool. And then this resonated deeply because I've been meaning to read this, and a fan gave me this.
Oh,
a local
That's so
Toronto
cool.
fan, asked me one time to meet them at the mall, and they gave me a bag of books, and this was in it.
Oh,
And they saw me busking at the Blue Jays.
that is awesome.
Yeah, so sweet. And I honestly have not read it, but I kept it in my first studio where I went full-time music when I started producing with Elise and stuff in there. And this was on the desk a lot.
Yeah.
And it was just the title. Just the title informed me. The same thing I did with Think and Grow Rich. When I first got Think and Grow Rich, I thought that thinking about money was bad. I was still in that toxic lack mentality where I was like mad at rich people or something. I thought money was evil or something. And but how are you going to attract something into your life that you need if you think it's evil? You just can't. Like, it's against it. So this kind of served me in the way of even just looks. And then I read Think and Grow Rich, and my literally life changed. And then the magic of thinking big, I feel like I should probably read this whole book now, but even just the title being on my desk during that time, it's like, oh, things got bigger.
Yeah.
Like that. Oh, we gotta do 703.
We do.
What was that other episode? Ralph Made Us Better. That was the one that talked about that stuff, but like we need to talk about the magic of 703. That was a magical time. Well, it's the end of this episode.
Yeah.
next episode we're gonna have Adam from Breezy on.
Very excited.
Very excited.
Very sweet.
Very sweet. And we're gonna talk about building a company in the Canadian cannabis market right now and how that happened and all that fun stuff. But next episode after that we'll definitely get into 703.
703.
Yeah, and keep it locked here and subscribed on YouTube. And
oh yeah, and if you haven't watched the new meditations, also everybody, meditations, we're here. We're dropping weekly.
Weekly meditations, weekly podcast episodes, and weekly affirmations.
Love it.
And we're gonna discuss some membership stuff soon. I'm excited for that.
Me too.
So excited for that. Yeah, because we want a central place for our workshop discussions too to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the private group there will be really nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll work on stuff like that and more stuff, more wins for the podcast. And thank you guys for tuning in and being disciplined stoners with us, or just being disciplined people, whatever.
Now go get high.
Even if you weren't planning on getting high. Ooh, try these CBD fucking.
They have a little bit of THC in them. I think for people who are unfamiliar with THC, it would probably get them a little bit psychoactive high.
Right. So look at this. It says like CBD rich. So its total THC is like 3 milligrams and total CBD is 142 milligrams. Okay, cool. So just like
114. So that's 14% THC, CBD, and 3% THC.
You know, it probably did help me catch a good sleep last night. I'm gonna smoke one of these tonight too.
Great.
Okay, I love you guys. Bye. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye.
We'd like to thank our sponsors.
We would like to thank our sponsors.
Yeah, we don't have any right now, but we would like to thank them.
We'd love to thank them actually
Yeah.
when we get some.
Yeah, this spot here will be all yours.
That
So.
was fun.
Hey, even if you're just like a single person with money, you just
yeah.
make us talk about whatever you want for like a minute here.
Mhm. Definitely.
We're open to it all. Whatever. I'll put my PayPal in the description. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.
That was awesome.
Good job.
Good job, you. That was fun.
That was fun.
It's a fun conversation. Thanks, you two.
Bye, you two people. Good night. Good night. Oh, it's 2-2. It was 1-2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2.